Good morning, Pittsburgh. I'm your host, Alex Grubbs.
And I'm Jess Paterchak. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak.
This morning's top stories start with more people coming to Pittsburgh and how it might affect you.
And plenty of Halloween events happened around campus. What did you miss?
Wake up, Pittsburgh, because here comes Daybreak.
Start your morning with us, only on Daybreak. So Alex, Pittsburgh weather is always crazy.
It's rainy and cold, rainy and cold.
Yep.
Nothing new, not surprised.
Yeah, well, hopefully it gets better.
Yeah, hopefully.
Joining us, we have Megan doing the weather this week. What can you tell us to expect?
Thanks, guys. Well, this weekend's going to be a little warmer than normal. We're looking at right now high 60s and even 70 degrees on Sunday. So after these 30s this week, this is going to feel really nice. But starting on Monday, we're going to head right back down. We'll be in the high to low 60s. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, it's going to be low 50s, high 40s, a little bit of rain, a little bit of sunshine. And on Thursday, we'll end the week at a low 48, and we're going to be right back into this cold weather. So enjoy the weekend because it's not going to last. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Megan. Well, we get to enjoy the weekend of warmth, but still raining,
Cold
so
and
nothing
rainy.
new.
Yep.
But warm and rainy, I guess. It'll be like the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, something. Well, here's city and campus news. Asian is raising. The Asian population in Pittsburgh has been on the rise as universities and opportunities have drawn many young professionals and families here. Reported by KDKA, the Asian population has increased in the city by 28% over the past 4 years. More specifically, the Chinese and Taiwanese populations have been the ones coming here. From shopping ventures to opening their own shops to studying at Pitt or Carnegie Mellon, this is what attributed to the increase and likely increase for the years to come.
Light 'em up, folks. The Pittsburgh City Council building received a donation to start Christmas a little early. Reported by the Tribune Review, Duquesne Light, gave the city $150,000 worth of permanent lighting to illuminate the front exterior to the City Council building. Special Assistant to the Mayor, Bill Peduto, James Hill, told the Trib that LED lights will outline pillars, archways, and the 7th floor windows, plus the building portico on Grant Street. This comes as the City-County building celebrates its 100 years, a year after the city's bicentennial. The lights will come on with the annual Christmas tree on Light Up Night this November 17th.
Pittsburgh is a city to rock on with cheaper tickets. A new study found that concert tickets in Pittsburgh are cheaper compared to many cities like Los Angeles, Detroit, and Cincinnati. Reported by the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, Wanderoo, a travel fair website, studied 47 states starting with a hypothetical $100 ticket and using market averages to find out the cost. LA came at the most expensive with $127.57, while Pittsburgh came in 39 with $81.84. In conclusion, Wanderoo found that you can save up to 75% on concert tickets in a small town compared to a large city.
Later on this evening, Point Park's Campus Activities Board will be hosting its monthly coffee house event. According to the campus's social scoop, the event will be hosted in Lawrence Hall lobby, and it will feature some music and free coffee. Games are also provided with this entertainment, and students who may not have plans for this evening are encouraged to attend.
On Wednesday evening, students from campus jammed in the Lawrence Hall Ballroom for their annual fundraising event called, quote, Rent a Rugger, where students had the chance to bid on their favorite rugby players from our team here at Point Park. The minimum bid is $5 and goes up from there. The proceeds of this event go towards new uniforms, travel expenses, and materials for the team.
And with Tuesday being Halloween, spoopy events were happening across the board here on campus. The Center for Media Innovation hosted an event called the Monster Bash, where students and faculty gathered for, quote, creative expression, end quote. Also, Culinart hosted a Halloween bash in the RDF where students could win prizes for their best dressed costume. They also served specialty themed Halloween treats to go with the festivities. Fall themed treats can If students are looking for fall themed treats, they can head on down to the dining hall on the 3rd floor of Lawrence Hall.
Well, it's cool things going around here in the city. So.
Yeah. Very exciting for Light Up Night. That's going to be fun.
Light Up Night. You can see all the lights. James Hill, I know, is probably really excited for that.
Gotta mention James.
Yeah, I know. Always. Well, that's what's happening around your city and campus.
After the break, an update on your local Pittsburgh sports.
And tragedy strikes in New York City.
You won't want to miss this. Stay tuned today to Daybreak.
Why should you watch InFocus?
Because why not?
Turn. Why should you watch InFocus? Because I produce it.
Welcome to InFocus.
Hello. This is so we don't run out of time.
Put up a goal just
Right.
because it.
And a little bit closer, please. Let me bring this in. Yeah, I wanted to do a game. So
Game time. All right.
game over.
Yay.
Oh wow. Did we get that?
There he is. Why do you watch InFocus? Because InFocus is great. Chris!
Game time! Game time!
It's not game time. It's a promo.
Start your morning with us. I'm your host, Jess Paterchek.
And I'm your host, Alex Gross.
Good morning and welcome to another episode
That is what
of
happened at the
Daybreak. I'm your
cathedral
host,
on Monday.
Jess
WPXI, the
Paterchek.
state wants to take
Monday.
$357 million out of a trust fund. Some of that wintry mixed stuff could get me.
I'm gonna care for you.
What up? The diva himself. Only on Daybreak.
55% of all U.S. multiracial adults have been subjected to racial slurs or jokes.
Where were you born? Being smart, pale,
to
a Filipino,
to
go
white.
back to Mexico.
There goes that black boy over there. You like fried chicken because you're light skinned. You are a cop. You think that you're better than us. The N-word.
You're good at jumping or climbing. Border hopper. Made taco. English your second language. Where's your green card?
Cut the jokes. Stop the stereotypes.
Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Delaney Bomas, and here's your sports news. The Steelers fought hard against the Detroit Lions this past Sunday to come out with a 20-15 win. Rookie Juju Smith-Schuster was the player to watch with 7 catches for 193 yards. One of those catches was a record-breaking 97-yard touchdown. It is now the longest offensive passing touchdown in Steelers history. And Smith-Schuster now has the most touchdowns before the age of 20 in NFL history with 4 touchdowns. Smith-Schuster says, quote, "It's a blessing. It's an honor to play here and show the world what the Steelers are made of," end quote. While Smith-Schuster is making history on the field, he also has some stuff to take care of off of the field. Smith-Schuster's main mode of transportation to and from practice is a bicycle, and recently his bike was stolen. While it was found the next day, teammate Alejandro Villanueva took Juju to get his learner's permit so that he no longer has to ride his bike. According to the Tribune Review, Juju was supposed to take his driver's test this past Tuesday, but he has since postponed that until after the bye week. Hopefully, Juju will pass his driver's test so that he's not stuck biking in the cold Pittsburgh weather. The Steelers will play again on November 12th in Indianapolis. Now going from the football field to the hockey rink, the Pittsburgh Penguins came back from a rough weekend last weekend to earn a win against the Edmonton Oilers. The Penguins won 3-2. The Pens' power play is continuing to produce goals. Captain Sidney Crosby said, quote, "It's been producing. It's good to have that confidence, especially in close games. You want it to be a difference maker," end quote. Evgeny Malkin showed off just how good that power play has gotten with a game-winning goal with just a little under 8 minutes left in the third period. The Penguins are on top of the Metropolitan Division with a record of 8-5-1.
Delaney, Juju Smith-Schuster is on the rise here in Pittsburgh. How do you think his future is going to play out here in Pittsburgh?
I think he's here for the long run. It will be good for the Steelers to have such a prominent person coming in after AB. AB's good, but we need somebody else to be with him as well so that they can work together and we don't have to have AB covered the entire time and we can have another target for Ben. That's it for sports. Let's head over to the Daybreak News Desk with Allison Schubert. Allison, what do we need to know in national news?
Thanks, Delaney. According to CNN, the deadliest terror attack in New York City since 9/11 occurred on Tuesday along a bike path close to where the World Trade Center once stood. 29-year-old Saifullo Saipov, an Uzbek native, is accused of renting a truck and running it into pedestrians and cyclists along the path, killing 8 people and injuring 12 more. According to the filed criminal complaint, Saipov intended to, quote, inflict maximum damage against civilians and kill as many people as he could. The complaint also stated that Saipov intended to proceed to the Brooklyn Bridge to strike more pedestrians. Saipov was shot by police upon crashing the truck and was unable to carry out the rest of his planned attack. Saipov pledged his allegiance to terrorist group ISIS and allegedly asked to hang the ISIS flag in his hospital room, per CNN. A second man suspected of being involved in the attack was at large until late Wednesday night, but he is now also in custody and is being questioned. On October 27th, Special Counsel Robert Mueller made the first accusations into the Russian investigation. According to NPR, one-time Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort and top aide Rick Gates have been indicted, although both have pleaded not guilty. Former Trump foreign policy leader George Papadopoulos pleaded guilty on Monday evening to lying to the FBI about his relationship with Russia during the campaign. What is known now is that Russia successfully infiltrated the Trump campaign to some extent, and the investigation is ongoing as to how much of an impact they really had. That's all for national news. I'll give it back to the couch with Jess and Alex.
Thanks, Allison. After the break, Apple's new iPhone is coming out. What innovation comes with this rendition?
And an update on the Kevin Spacey scandal.
Stick around because we got that and more here on Daybreak.
I was you, I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. If I was you, I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. If I was you, I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too.
Spending just 7 minutes climbing stairs each day cuts your risk of a heart attack in half over 10 years. Sure, elevators are convenient, but you burn twice the number of calories just going upstairs than you do while jogging. Think about how long you spend waiting for elevators. The average person spends the equivalent of 2 years waiting for elevators over the course of their lifetime. Don't let that be you. Save time and increase energy. Next time, take the stairs.
I tell these guys all the time to stick to talking sports and not playing sports.
Here we go. Ready? Didn't make it.
Good morning, I'm Nick Tomarello, and here's your tech news. Congress is looking to hold Silicon Valley accountable for its role in the 2016 election. Representatives from Facebook, Twitter, and Google are testifying on Capitol Hill this week, questioned by senators who want to know how Russia promoted fake news and misinformation using their platforms without any retribution. At the hearing, Senator Dianne Feinstein said, quote, "We are not going to go away, gentlemen, and this is a very big deal. You have a huge problem on your hands, and the U.S. is going to be the first of the countries to bring it to your attention. You have to be the ones who do something about it, or we will," end quote. According to CNET, several senators expressed frustration with the lack of answers provided by the three representatives. Facebook said Tuesday, that roughly 126 million people could have seen fake posts, and Twitter confirmed that there were more than 2,700 accounts associated with the Internet Research Agency, a Russian-backed troll farm. Executives from Facebook and Twitter admitted that they began seeing Russian interference on their platforms as early as 2015. CNET also reports that Facebook added an additional 10,000 staffers to work on safety and security with the goal of having 20,000 people working by the end of 2018. Twitter has formed an information quality team to help stop bad actors from automatically tweeting and is working with law enforcement to counter misinformation. And finally, Google is creating an archive of ads so people can see who is sponsoring them, along with enhanced verification measures for advertisements. Google is also developing new algorithms to look for fake news, posts, and ads. In other news, Apple's new iPhone X goes on sale today. Multiple tech reporters got their hands on the new device to review. The Verge's Nilay Patel reported that the design of the phone looks so good that it actually looked fake. Without a home button, users swipe up to go home and open the tabs tray. CNET's Scott Stein reported that he realized that the swipe gesture is a bit like flicking away apps after you're done with them. Stein also wrote that the 2-time zoom photos look just as good as the wide-angle ones. And finally, TechCrunch's Matthew Panzarino refreshed our memories about Apple's new Face ID feature. Face ID works by reading the size and presence of your face, as well as the individual contours and three-dimensional shape of your facial features. Panzarino says that he used the feature bareheaded, with a hat, with other hats, with and without glasses, and with glasses and a hat. He continued to write that the only times it wouldn't recognize his face is if he had his nose and mouth covered. Jess and Alex, once the public gets their hands on the new device today and throughout the coming weeks, we will hopefully find out if the $1,000 price tag that comes with the phone is worth it. There's your timely tech news. Let's see who's in the entertainment spotlight now with Sarah Gibson. Sarah?
Thanks, Nick. Several more men have come forward with new allegations of sexual assault against Kevin Spacey. According to the New York Times, Robert Cavazos, a Mexican actor, shared his story of meeting Spacey at a bar in London's Old Vic Theatre. Spacey was the artistic director at the time. Cavazos describes how Spacey tried to seduce him against his will. He said, quote, "It was more common for this guy. When he was in the bar of his theater, grabbing whoever caught his attention, I didn't stand for it, but I know some people who were afraid to stop it," unquote. While it has been announced that the show will end after its 6th season, and it was decided several months ago, it has also been noted that production in Baltimore of House of Cards has been indefinitely suspended after the Kevin Spacey allegations. In movie news, Beyoncé has officially joined the cast of the live-action Lion King movie currently in production. According to CNN, Queen Bee will be playing Nala, the love interest for the protagonist of the film, Simba. She joins an already star-studded cast alongside names like Seth Rogen, Keegan-Michael Key, Eric Andre, James Earl Jones, Donald Glover, and John Oliver. Directed by Jon Favreau, the film will be a new take on the classic story and will feature pioneering filmmaking techniques, according to Disney. It is set for release on July 19th, 2019.
So Sarah, with Kevin Spacey coming out amidst all of these allegations, what do you see happening in the future? House of Cards is going away. How do you see this impacting the rest of Hollywood?
I've definitely seen a lot of momentum coming on especially after the Harvey Weinstein allegations, that more and more actors are coming out about sexual assault in Hollywood, and I think that's a very good thing, because for many, many years it was something that was kind of quieted. Even a couple years ago I noticed momentum starting with the Bill Cosby case, and I think it's definitely bringing up a really big problem that Hollywood's had for a lot of years, and I really hope that this opens up a lot more conversation about the topic. That's the top story in the entertainment world this week. Back to Alex and Jess at the couch.
Thanks, Sarah. Well, we have some people coming on today. Talked about some cool things.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's going to be a fun time.
The radio show and in the UK. I guess it'll be interesting. They'll be here right after the break.
You'll ever do. Two can be as bad as one. It's the loneliest number since the number one.
you.
I love you more.
I love you more.
Tried, okay?
I swear you can never do anything right. You're such a sorry sack of...
Sweetie, tell me this will last forever.
Of course, babe.
I swear living with you is like living in a nightmare. Can't even look at your ugly face. I'm sorry. Babe, can we just put this all behind us? All water under the bridge?
Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. I'm Josh Troop alongside Jess Paterchak.
Defending his decision to kick out 15 Cuban diplomats from the United States.
Thanks, Allison. Fitness on Demand has returned to Point Park.
Residents fear that Mount Agung will have a repeat of 1963's eruption.
Two-star NFL quarterbacks made the headlines this week after wrapping up.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. That's your news tonight. For Nick Tomarello, I'm Alex Grubbs. Have a great night. Welcome back to Daybreak. We're joined by Chris, Ben, and Chris. They are on radio somewhere for WPPJ. Thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome, welcome.
So tell us a little about your show.
So Radio Somewhere, it's a radio project. Every week it's kind of a parody of a new radio show, new style, new hosts. We really do it all. We've done Delilah, a parody of the radio show Delilah. We've done a top 40 radio station. We did a 1920s radio play last week, so we're really all over the map, I'd say.
Definitely.
So,
it's
what
every Sunday from 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Great.
By the way.
Okay.
Shameless plug.
Now, how'd you guys get the idea?
It's a funny story, actually. We were sitting in the cafe, I think,
Yeah.
and we decided we wanted a radio show because we're all cinema majors.
Yeah, I
and
think it was
we're-
originally just going to be a talk show.
Yeah, it was originally just going to be me talking and like playing music, but then we decided
And then he's like, oh, we got a 2-hour time slot. This is not going to...
Yeah, like we couldn't fill 2 hours with me talking because we've tried and we can't do it.
Yeah.
So the idea kind of came about as we wanted to do something where we could do a lot of different types of music. Like every week we could play different music and still make it make sense within the context of the show. So that's kind of how the idea of like a parody of a new radio show every week kind of came about, just because we wanted to do something where we could switch directions really easily and quickly.
And the comedy just came because it's us.
Yeah, wow, that sounded very big-headed.
No, that's just like, as people, there isn't a moment where we're not joking around
Yeah, the
together.
three of
We
us are always
definitely joke
joking,
around a
that's
lot.
true.
Yeah.
So
like we're just like, we'll get like a topic and we'll be like, okay, we have to write jokes about this kind of music.
And it comes
and then
pretty
it's
naturally.
like we'll try to sit down and write jokes and we can't think of anything and then we'll just be like talking later be like, oh, now we have jokes.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing how it happens because we barely plan it.
And you guys
it's
are
usually all the writing usually gets pumped out on like a Friday night.
Yeah.
Sometimes Saturday night.
And you guys are all freshmen, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm a sophomore, so
Okay.
I'm a transfer student, so I'm basically a freshman. But I just don't have to take the, I don't have to take what is it, comm and City University Life,
Which I'm really jealous of.
And we're all cinema students too.
Yeah.
So you guys just jumped on WPPJ one day. And
Pretty much.
It was
I
his
knew-
idea.
I knew coming in that I wanted to do a radio show because my dad did a radio show in college, and he really loved doing it. So I was like, this seems like a fun way to be creative, I guess, an excuse to be creative because we don't really have any creative classes this first semester. So I went in and I pitched the idea, and they were like, this is a great idea. Like, we haven't heard an idea like this in a long time. So I was like, great, and we got the show.
That's a good start.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, now you guys, with all of these different theme shows, what kind of guests have you brought in for them?
Oh, man.
Well, the big ones are coming up.
Yeah, so, but we
Any
usually
spoilers?
we can do spoilers.
Yeah, we can let people know.
So this week, well, we usually have actors, or us, play
it's
guests.
just been, so far it's just been us, and some of our friends come on and do some of the voices
So,
too.
some of the best ones, I think, for the Delilah parody, we did a parody called Joshua Love, and we had a character named the Love Doctor come in and give his dating advice.
Oh my God.
Was really, that was really
voiced by
funny.
me.
Yeah, and then we had, this week we're doing English rock radio in the 1960s, so we're going to have Paul McCartney and Bob Dylan come in, which is going to be exciting. But then the big one, the one with our first real guest, is the show we're going to do in 2 weeks, which is the live show.
Yes.
For Rockathon, which we're really excited about.
We actually have real guests because
Yeah.
it's live.
This is gonna be
so
real
we
Live,
can't just,
we're gonna, hopefully, we're trying to get the JVH as of right now.
As of right now, we have the JVH, but who knows?
It's like, we have it, but it's kind of, but We're hoping we can get that, and we're gonna try to fill it up.
But we
and
have-
then we're gonna take the tape from that night and then broadcast it live on Saturday.
That's the goal.
What is this live radio
It's gonna
going
be
to be
like it's going to be it's to support Rockathon, which is WPPJ's annual charity drive to support the Early Learning Institute of Pittsburgh. So they go live for 67 hours straight. And our show's always kind of done something extra, or like we've always done something more than we've had to. So we were like, how can we make this as big as possible? And we had this idea of what if we do like a Tonight Show? We do like a monologue, we get a band, a house band, get a musical act, and we'll interview people and just do the typical radio somewhere thing. So we have President Paul Hennigan is going to be there. We have a Pittsburgh City Councilman from District 6 is going to be there, which is a district we live in.
Tried to get Pittsburgh Dad.
Yeah, Pittsburgh Dad said no.
Booked.
Yeah, Pittsburgh Dad's booked.
He's a booked
he's
solid.
a busy man.
But he said if we ever wanted to do something, let him know because he liked the idea. So I'm excited.
We have USU president.
Yeah, Bobby Bertha, USG president, will be there. Alex Papacek, editor-in-chief of the Globe, is going to be there.
That's fun.
And Pioneer Records sent us an artist for this show, and he's actually really good. So his name is Gabe Reed. We're really excited.
Okay, it's great.
Yeah.
Well, so obviously like more political backed.
Yeah.
Guess for that, so it's gonna be more of a
It's
theme
going to be.
towards.
We're going to try to. We've struggled with this a lot because once they started confirming that they would be on, we were like, oh, we didn't expect them to actually do this.
Yeah.
So now we're coming up with ways we can do it where it's still like the Radio Somewhere style, where it is kind of like off the wall comedy, I would say, but
we
still
definitely don't want to like make our guests.
Yeah, we
feel
don't want to
uncomfortable.
embarrass them.
Right.
So we're writing that kind of stuff now. I mean, it's 2 weeks away, so we do have some time to write. But we have some fun ideas for games and stuff for them to play and fun things for the interviews. So there definitely will be like serious discussion because I feel like if we have a councilman on and we have the school president, like that's a good opportunity to have actual conversations with people. So
that's fun. You guys you have something going on in the UK with the show too.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about that.
So WPPJ has a sister station in the UK. I guess they visited last year, I think. And
in Manchester.
Yeah, and they're coming, the Manchester students are coming out to visit this year. And it just came about where either they listened to our show or our station manager sent them our show and they liked it and they were like, we'll play that on our air. So we're syndicated in England now, which is pretty cool. We're international. You can call me Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide. That's a good one. Oh my goodness. So, when it comes to exploring that kind of audience.
Yeah. Last week was the first week that was out in England, and we got hits on our website from England, which was really cool to see because we're like, oh my gosh, people are actually listening. This week, I think, is going to be the first one kind of catered towards them.
And we don't want to give away too much. Well, we had this idea for a while.
Yeah, we sat on the set of this rock radio idea.
Yeah, and then we found out that
we're in England.
Like our
and we
show's
were like,
going
this
to
is
England.
perfect.
We're like, oh, okay, we have to do it. But
yeah, because we can immediately offend them with our English accents.
Of course.
So
Oh my God.
That's the goal, really.
English accent.
Yeah.
Can you give us the best English accent?
Oof. That's all
Ben has the best one.
I do a good one. So, what's our host's name?
Oh, his name was Nigel
Dirty.
Yeah,
So,
Nigel Dirty.
Hello, I'm Nigel Dirty. Broadcasting live from off the coast of Essex.
That's actually good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
bad.
Wait, he can do the Paul McCartney. Can you do the Paul? Can you pull
We're
the Paul
gonna give
McCartney?
away
out?
the Paul McCartney.
Let's do the Bob
Okay,
Dylan.
the Bob Dylan's not good though.
No, that's great.
The Paul
It's part of
McCartney
the
is.
joke.
Oh, I'm Paul McCartney. I'm here with John and George and Ringo's in the bathroom.
I love the head bobs.
It gives the head bobs everything. And then Bob, oof. You hype up my Bob, but it's not.
I
good.
like the Bob Dylan a lot.
It's just like
You're very
nasally, and he
self-confident.
can't.
All right, you don't have to do it.
I'm Bob Dylan.
I like it a lot.
It's really bad. If you want to
That's
hear me
funny.
butcher that again, make sure you tune in this week.
This Sunday,
at
yeah.
10.
Where can we find you?
So we have a website, which is radiosomewhere.xyz. We're the only website with a .xyz, I think, so we're a pretty exclusive club.
That's a domain name on a college budget.
Yeah, that's a domain name on a college budget for sure. So we have a link there to listen live. We're 10 to 12 every Sunday, and then we have all of our old shows up there too, like all of our archives and stuff. Or WPPJradio.com.
Definitely, yeah.
We'll have it too. Yeah.
Are you guys on social media too?
Yes, I'm at Chris_Copen, and the show is at WPPJ somewhere. Yeah.
That's really our main social media for Radio Somewhere.
Yeah,
as
that's
of right
really the
now.
main thing.
Great.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you for having us. It was really fun.
Thank you.
Well, you can join us on YouView Television at on Facebook, Instagram, and Facebook. I said Facebook twice, and Twitter. That's how you do it.
That's right, and that's all the news you need. I'm your host, Jess Paterchak.
I'm Alex Grubbs, hoping your news is good news.